So today we are going to be attempting to make an artwork only using art supplies that I got from Poundland. So for those of you who don't know, who aren't from the UK, Poundland is a shop where you go and you get things for £1. I know the name is like genius. And obviously the quality isn't going to be the best. There are certain things that you don't get, like food, which they sell. They sell sandwiches with meat in it and it will make you sick. Don't buy sandwiches from there, seriously. And art supplies. This is something that you can get things for less money that can still work really well, but let's see just how bad the art supplies from Poundland are. I asked my roommate to go to Poundland and get me a bunch of things. I said around 10 things should be okay. I need something to draw or paint on, something to draw and paint with, and something to draw and paint, like using, I guess. And this is what he brought me back. So I have an A4 sketch pad, which looks pretty basic. It's not too thin, which is okay. I have what I can assume is just black sheets of paper. Then we have color changing markers, which I have never actually used before. So I don't know even if the normal ones are like good to use, or if like these are gonna be absolutely terrible. I have no idea. We have 2 paint brushes, an acrylic marker in what I think is supposed to be gold, but it looks just like kind of greenish, but that will be really fun to use. I do like acrylic markers. We have 2 watercolor little pots of paint. And any artist knows that the little pots like this, they're not good. They're not good. That's the nicest way I can possibly put that. So I'm interested to use these. Then we have oil pastel sticks, which again, I don't use a lot of oil, like oil paint or the sticks like this, so that'll be fun. And then the Sharpies that are in, it says gold or bronze and silver. These ones here. It's hard to tell on camera what they actually look like, but it's bronze and then silver and then another bronze. And you can't really go too wrong with Sharpies, so I think I'm going to use these quite a lot. I'm going to try and make something using all of these, but we'll see how that goes. I know I'm definitely going to use some things more than others, but I'm really excited to try them out and see just what the quality is for art supplies in Poundland. Let's go. So I started to swatch out everything to see exactly what I was dealing with. The oil pastels were probably the worst quality. They did not blend well, they didn't go down well, they just weren't very good. The pens were not too bad, although the bronze didn't really come out that much. But the acrylic came out quite quick and was pretty good. I put down all of the magic markers and changed the colours on half of them to make sure I could actually see what the colours actually were, because they do have the lids on top that have what colour it turns into, but you never really know if that's actually going to be the colour. Especially because this was the first time I've ever used magic markers, I wanted to be sure. Once I finished that, I have started on the main piece. Since I wanted to use as much as I possibly could and try to get everything into the one piece, I decided to do a layered piece. Because the black paper I had to use, I decided to do a kind of space theme.
And so I started with the Astronaut. For this, I mainly used the two markers that were silver and bronze, and then outlined it with just the plain black magic marker, but then just didn't end up changing any of the color. I think the black turned into red, so I just decided to keep it black for the outlining. I used the gold acrylic marker and the bronze marker a little bit for some of the shading and to change the colours in between, but they weren't that great. The bronze marker didn't really come out very much. It seemed like it was like an old marker or something, even though it was completely new. So that was a bit irritating, so I couldn't use that one as much as I would have wanted. So most of the Astronaut I just coloured in with the silver marker, which was my favourite piece out of all of these. It actually went down really well and was a decent quality. Then I moved on to making the planets, which were going to be behind the Astronaut but on top of the black sheet of paper. For these, I just used the magic markers, and I decided to try out the color changing part of it, because you have to use that when you're trying magic markers, right? So I just put down different colors on each planet and then used the changing marker on half of the planet to give it a kind of light and shade effect. I think they turned out okay. They kind of look like planets, right? It was definitely fun to use them. Even if they don't look amazing, they were actually really fun. Then I cut out the planets and the moons that I had just done and started placing them on top of the black sheet of paper that I was going to be using. Once I had got them into an okay place where I thought they'd look good, I did a slight outline with one of the oil pastels, took them off and started going underneath with the oil pastels so that there would be a kind of light effect coming from the planets. I then went in with the gold acrylic marker and also the yellow little pot of paint to add in a few smaller stars in the background to add a bit more of a space feel. I then went ahead and glued down all of the planets and the Astronaut onto the black piece of paper, and then glued all of that on top of a new piece from the sketchbook with the white paper.
And here is what I was able to make using only Poundland art supplies. Not too bad considering, and you know, it was a lot of fun and most of the stuff was not the best quality. But I think we expected that. So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!